I thought a fun way that I could dive into creativity would be to paint a self-portrait. My 25th birthday was yesterday. Oh, we'll get into that, but it is a quarter life milestone. My friend painted my portrait, I think, when I was 20 years old. I'll insert it here. The portrait she did is going to be far better than what I'm going to do today. So I'm not a painter. Every time I've tried to paint, girl, it turns out not very good. I don't know why. I've not been blessed with the gift of painting, but it is fun and I want to do it. So I thought I would do a self-portrait and not look at a picture of myself, but look at myself in the mirror. The truest image I could have of myself is what I'm looking in the mirror, since I can't see myself from a third point of view. I thought if I went off a picture of myself, I would just compare them too much. You know, when you look at a picture as reference, it's staged in some ways, versus if I look in the mirror, I'm going to be talking and moving, and I think that what I paint will not be very good, because as I said, I'm a bad painter, but it'll be a more interesting reflection of how I see myself. But I think a fun part of creativity is doing creative things that you're not very good at. God, it's very daunting to do at first. Turning 25, I feel, you know, you're out of your early 20s, definitely not a teenager anymore, and now you're truly in adulthood. Which, while yes, technically I'm still on my parents' insurance, so not totally an adult yet. At 25, I feel like is societally when people no longer see you as a kid. Like, you're expected to sort of have your shit together. But a fun part for me when it comes to getting older, especially when it comes to creativity, is now I have the opportunity to do things totally as I want to. It's not like when you're younger you can't be creative in the way you want to, because you can. But like today, I was able to just walk out of my house, easy peasy, and go to the art store. Oh shite. Just gave myself eyeliner. It's also not my eye shape. I'm drawing the killer right now. Okay, so I already fucked up the realism of this, so we're gonna just go creative mode. Something I mentioned very briefly in my last video was the idea that every version of yourself still lives within you. And that is one of my favorite ideas, especially when it comes to your personality and your inner life. Because when it comes to creativity, as you get older, if you're able to maintain that youthful drive, I guess you could say, to be creative, or, you know, whatever the equivalent would be, you're then more informed on just yourself, the world around you, on how you can make your art not only relatable, but also meaningful, as compared to just having an idea and that's, you know, the only part of it. Like when I was younger, I would have ideas, we'd like write scripts, paint, but because I was fucking 10 years old, obviously I didn't know how to like actually apply it to my life. It was more just, I think this is cool, let me do this, which I think is still good. So I'm definitely not scared of getting older, but it is daunting. That sounds kind of like a contradiction, but I'm not scared of like losing myself, not being me anymore. It's more like, oh, soon I'm going to have to make sure that I make enough money that I can truly sustain myself and have an enjoyable life. I also think art, just like any art actually, but painting in particular, even though I don't paint very much, it's fun to explore your perception of self. I think this creating a portrait is kind of actually giving me some healing clarity right now. I know there's like always the idea of people fearing being seen, like the idea, oh, what if they were looking at me? I wonder what that person thought of that conversation we had. Like, do they think I'm mean? I don't often have those anxieties hanging over my head too much. I think obviously there are certain situations where it's like, oh, was I being weird? That's natural. But one of my most confusing issues to myself, I truly feel like in most of my day-to-day life, my friends, people around me, people that know me, when I am not in their eye line, like they do not even remember that I exist. Obviously that is not true. But sometimes I feel like I can be off my own little world too much, where I forget that with my friends, with my family, I have a support system and I should utilize it when I'm feeling X, Y, and Z. While some people feel like they have the issue where they over-explain things and like overshare with the people around them, which is probably hard to believe me saying this, considering I'm making a YouTube video and half my YouTube videos are like very personal, but I think this kind of goes on with what I'm saying. I just internalize a lot of my feelings rather than share them, and then when I'll eventually tell a friend or someone will watch like a YouTube video of mine and they're like, oh, I didn't know you thought that or like felt that way, and then I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Like I thought that was pretty clear that I was feeling that way. Oh no, I think I just fucked up this nurse. Oh, that was looking a lot better about 10 seconds ago when I didn't do that. Holy shit, I just fucked that up. Oof. I have white paint here. I might try to let that dry and then paint over. What the fuck? I saw something the other day that said self-awareness is only self-awareness if you also know your strengths and the good things about you, not just the bad things about you. Then that's not self-awareness. It's repackaged insecurity. I'll try to find the person I saw that from. And I think that's very true, especially when it comes to perception. Like, if you don't know your strengths, then you don't know yourself as good as you thought you did. The strengths of a personality are equally as important to a person's personality than your weaknesses. Because yes, it's good to know both of those things, but if you only ever focus on the bad things, then you're just aware that you have bad qualities, not so much that you're aware of who you are as a person. God, this thing is fucking botched looking. We're gonna fix it. Well, okay, I'm gonna dry for a second.
A few moments later.
We all know one of the biggest things on the internet recently is the main character syndrome. Main character syndrome, oh my god. Like, everyone and their goddamn mother has talked about main character syndrome, and I think it's very true. But with the way the internet works, I feel like there was no other outcome rather than people being way too self-absorbed, because one, online, everything that a person posts online is going to be about them. And then we also see how algorithmically people are really beginning to think that shit that's posted online is for you. And I might make a whole like sit down like video essay style YouTube video about this, so if I post that video, you heard it here first, I guess. I mean, this isn't even that much of an original thought, but I thought it's interesting how with these algorithms becoming more and more personalized, but not in the way that the old internet was, where you'd have circles of people that you could talk to, or like you chose what areas of the internet you kind of wanted to exist in. But now with the like TikTok, Instagram Reels ass algorithms, people are served up perfectly on a platter what they would want to see. So the way that a lot of people are seeing themselves and what they're choosing to do with their time, what they're choosing to wear, what they're choosing to buy is very curated to the point where it feels like, oh, this is exactly what I would like, versus kind of more like, no, that's what you're being told, that's what you're supposed to like. But with that, sometimes scarily, these algorithms actually do know you better than you know you, or at least what you are presenting yourself as. For example, Pinterest. If I was super alternative, my Pinterest feed would be probably a lot of alternative clothing. If I was a Pilates princess, then my algorithm would probably be a Pilates whatever. But are those curated algorithms truly a reflection of a person, or just what they want the world to see? Someone can pose as someone totally different than who they actually are, and nobody would be any wiser to it because of, you know, the small space, the small box that it exists in. So a few YouTube videos ago, I mentioned that I wanted to start my own little fashion collection. That has been a work in progress, let's just say that. I had like my initial idea design. Okay, let me show you that initially. So I'm not gonna be making this today. This is the design that I've been wanting to make, where it's kind of like a plaid bottom, Peter Pan looking shirt, but it's a dress. Wear some high boots with it, make it kind of sexy. And that was kind of fitting into the vision that I had. But today, I decided to go through all my clothes in my closet and get rid of 2 garbage bags full of stuff. A rash decision was made. So now I really have a better vision about what I'm missing in my wardrobe and what I want to wear for the summer. So I thought, because I bought some material for that dress and I bought way too much of it, I'm like, I might as well make a cute little summer set, because I'm a little bit out of practice with my sewing, and this will be not the easiest thing ever, but a somewhat easy project to do that I feel like I can do without that much struggle and have fun while doing it and get to wear for the summer. So it's gonna be like a white little tank top with plaid cups, and then I'm either gonna make a mini skirt or a micro shorts-ish action. Either way, with the skirt or the shorts, I want to make a little belt sort of thing with the plaid material, sort of like it's not like a sash, but you know when shorts or pants have like, it's basically like a loose belt, just to kind of coordinate the two. But with the shorts, I want to be able to wear them with other stuff, so I want to make the plaid element detachable and attachable if I wanted to. So I know this is the most vague drawing on the planet Earth, but I have it up in here. It only matters if I understand, or that whatever that TikTok thing was. Woo! Never throw your iPad onto the bed. So yesterday my friends and I celebrated my birthday at a birthday brunch. It was good. I had some espresso martinis, and then we ended up day drinking for the rest of the day, which was fun. But I feel I'm a little bit too old to be day drinking 2 weekends in a row, because I did that last weekend for St. Patrick's Day, didn't need to be doing it again this weekend. So I think I'm gonna have to do like dry March in April. Anyways, with it being a special occasion, I was really feeling the deep urge to wear something really cute. But when I started to go through my closet, it felt like I had so much stuff and then none of it was coordinating. And I feel like I haven't been, one, dressing trendy, two, dressing cute at all this whole winter. I think I got a little bit too office wear pilled this winter, where the only time I was putting on real clothes that weren't, one, comfortable clothes, or two, workout sets, workout outfits, was when I went to work. And the thing is, this past winter I have been dressing like, it's not even that outfit repeating is the issue, but it's outfit repeating the ugliest outfits you've ever seen in your life. And yesterday I felt like I looked really good and I felt stylish, which is like the first time in forever. And I feel like I always underestimate how good it feels to feel fashionable and to feel just dressed up and like a functioning member of society. I got 2 compliments on it, one from a girl in the bathroom and then one from a lady on the train, which 2 compliments in one day. Girl, I was living. I was up in the clouds after the second compliment hit. It was insane. Well, like, I know I can't be fashionable all the time, but I want to be fashionable some of the time. Even though I just said all of that, I do want to talk about some things I've been liking lately with fashion that make me feel a little bit more fashionable in my day-to-day, even though they're not like whole outfit ideas. The first thing that I've been really liking is like a shawl, a bolero, I always forget how to say it. And then you clip it together with a brooch. I'm a big supporter of wearing just like an arm sleeve type jacket, especially if I'm going out at night. I don't want to bring a whole big ass jacket around, but I want to have my arms covered and to feel a little cozy. Or if I'm in my house, sometimes I just am cold enough to want my arms covered, my chest covered, and then that's it. I think it's a cute little added accessory and it's very fun. The next thing, it's more of a excited about the summer type thing, but I am internally very excited that I'm both into long shorts, like long jean shorts, and also into wearing mini shorts, mini jean shorts. I like not having to choose. And I like having that flexibility. I know some people might disagree, like, oh, the long shorts are out, but they're just so comfortable for walking around. And I think they look so cute with just like a baby tee, or if you're like going to the beach with a swim top on. And if I don't want my legs to chafe, I will definitely be wearing long shorts. Another thing that I've been loving lately, as I always do, just layering a long sleeve, a turtleneck, whatever, underneath just a regular t-shirt. It's so good. It's such a staple. Keeps you warm, but also looks cool. Little pop-up color you can add into an outfit without like it being too much. And I also like that I can wear it to work and feel a little bit more stylish. So I was gonna like pin while I was talking about my favorites, but it took me like 30 seconds since I have these clips now. I'm gonna make the bodice part and then I'm gonna put it together and see what needs to be fixed, because there's definitely gonna be something that needs to be fixed, that's for sure. So this is where we're stopping now. You might be thinking, wow, and that's because it is wow. Doesn't really fit exactly. I like the look of it. I love this idea, like the plaid with the white, like this came out how I wanted. Except for I had to sew darts because I based the top off of a bathing suit top like a fucking idiot, because bathing suit tops really, anyways, I should have measured differently, essentially. But I did a good job with like the actual seams, and I do like the look of it. I think I'm gonna keep working on this. Like, I'm tired tonight, but What I like about sewing, even though I'm pretty not very good at it, is that I like that I can get lost in it. It's like a real moment of peace for me. It's one of those activities that I feel like I don't even need background noise when I'm doing it really, because it's like my brain just transcends somewhere else. And I think that's an underrated thing when it comes to creativity, is just the complete peace you can get from it. We all know that we live in such a go, go, go society that to me it almost feels like a bit of a act of rebellion to just be doing pretty much fucking nothing. Act of rebellion's a strong word, that's not exactly what I mean, but it's like resistance is a better word. Because sometimes, you know, before I start working on a craft or before I start sewing or doing something creative, I think about, oh, could I be doing something different like with my time that's more productive or like more worthwhile my time? But then I'll start sewing or I'll start doing something that's kind of just for me, purely just for me, and I'll realize that those moments of that peace where it's like you're not thinking about anything else in the world except for literally what your hands are doing are so absolutely necessary. I don't know what like the right word is. In tune, like your body gets in tune. Oh, where when I spend time focusing on the little details of the fabric or the stitch or whatever, it makes me think about the little details of just my life and everything around me as well. I forget what that's called. That like body connectivity, symbiosis, that's not the right, synchronicity? No, it's like close to that. But I like how like focusing on the little details of what I'm doing at hand can help me focus on like the little details in life that I might be missing. And then maybe, sometimes, come out the other end with a cute little outfit. But yeah, I started sewing at like 3 p.m. today and now it's 10. Oh, it always takes me way longer than I think it did. But the fact that I almost finished this is pretty good. I don't know if I'm actually gonna do this hem right now because I hate doing hems. I think once I figure out some things here, this will be a really, really, really cute summer top. And I do think I want to make micro shorts with it, not a mini skirt, because I think the micro shorts would eat. Might look like pajamas, but in a fun way. It's 10:30 on a Sunday night, so what better time than now to beat the shit out of my face with makeup to try to do some makeup creativity, to explore some new makeup looks. I've been in the recent habit of doing the same exact makeup look every time I go anywhere that I put makeup on, and it works, it's good, but I don't know. When I was in high school, I used to use and abuse the Modern Renaissance palette. If you know, you know. So I have my North Face makeup bag. This is actually a travel bag, but at some point my makeup went into the bag and then it never came out of it, so it does look like I should have camping supplies in here, but girl, I don't give a fuck. I think makeup is such a fun form of expression. I am very jealous of people that can do it extremely, extremely well using the NARS. I borrowed this from my sister a few months ago and it looked good, so I bought it. I haven't had a real foundation forever. But I really do think that makeup is a bit of an underrated hobby. I know a lot of people talk about when they have an hour just to sit and do their makeup and just listen to music and zone out and be creative, especially with the people that do looks every day, or not every day, but like pretty frequently. It's a really way to express what you're into, what you're feeling inside, what you're feeling outside, you know, a pop pink color versus going with a more alternative look. I remember I used to like watching those goth take off all their makeup videos. Where they'd like de-goth. Those videos were so fun. So I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna start doing my makeup like full beat every day, because I definitely won't. Especially not to just go sit behind a computer for 8 hours a day. But I think that I would like to lean into the creative calmness you can get when doing your makeup, where you can transform or enhance your features and your personality and yourself through the makeup you wear, rather than how I just usually do it, which is, this makes me look a little bit more alive, maybe a little bit sexy, maybe a little bit cute, but typically it's kind of like, that's good enough versus that's a look. Because I also think makeup is underrated when it comes to fashion as a whole. because the face look is a part of the look as a whole, whether that be bare face look or total glam. Also, the color I'm going with today, this is the only eyeshadow palette I have right now, even without having variety. Been wanting to do the blue eye, and they have like a brown liner-ish sort of thing on, so that's what I want to do anyways, which works because that's what's in this palette. But speaking of glam, there's been quite the resurgence of 2014 to 2016 recently, which is very funny to me that it's having its moment again, because in my mind, especially when it came to fashion, makeup, whatever, 2014 to 2016 was so bold, so in your face. The colors were, wow, everyone's skin was poreless, which maybe makes sense as a counter movement to what we've been seeing in the past few years, which is very clean girl, which I think both are fun. The soft makeup is definitely a little bit more up my alley, considering doing a ombre eyelid, what the fuck was that called, smoky eye every day is not necessarily attainable for me, my lifestyle. But like everything, trends go and come around, and it's definitely the resistance to the clean girl look we're seeing today. So I guess I'm not totally shocked that 2016 is trying to have its moment again, but it makes me wonder, in the next 5 years, what we're gonna see, especially when it comes to makeup. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm old enough now that I can kind of remember when makeup was on the other end of the spectrum compared to now, where now it's very soft. So I guess I can only assume that the way that trends go, that the bold is gonna come back around. In my opinion though, I think we're gonna see more of, which we're already seeing it, so it's, I guess, I don't know how much you can count it as an opinion, but I'm not sure if kind of the Thanksgiving dress outfit meme, which was a real thing, definitely wore that outfit. I don't know if that is gonna come back. I feel like that would require the world getting a new type of store like Forever 21, which I guess I already kind of did. That's like the interesting thing when I think about when I was a teenager. Most of what I wore came from the mall. Like, it was really rare that I went online shopping, because like, why would I go online shopping? Everything is just at the mall. So it had a much smaller pool of kind of, I guess, options of what I could wear, even though Forever 21 was a ginormous pit of just endless clothing. But when you factor in the internet, that's a million bajillion choices in stores. Like, the fact that you can buy shit straight from Pinterest pretty much nowadays opens the possibility of what type of clothes a person could wear. I don't know if mall culture is still lit like that. The eyeliner I did is kind of giving, it's opinions based.
It's opinions based.
8th grade superstar, or whatever her username is, queen. God, sitting here also is just reminding me about getting ready with the girls in college, or like post-college, whenever I still have a roommate now, but when there was 4 of us total, when we would sit in the living room and just like chat, listen to music. And I think that's another underrated thing about makeup, is that it is also a bonding moment when you just like have time. It's like the dressing room talk, where you're with your girls and you're just chatting. And that's something that I miss a lot about college, or I guess just like living with like a bunch of people, is always having somebody to get ready with. I think that's a little bit of my issue recently when I've been procrastinating going out and about, is because it's kind of hard to switch into, like, let's party, when you're just sitting by yourself in your room. And I can only listen to so much Britney Spears Blackout by myself. I mean, I can never get too much of it, but it's not as high energy, fun, intense, like Let Me Go Party, when you're just alone in your room. Yeah, I think this makeup kind of looks like ass, and I'm trying to do it good. I guess practice makes perfect, but I think with makeup, especially makeup that's kind of out of my comfort zone, even though I don't want to be, even though I try not to, I am always gonna compare my mediocre makeup skills with the bitches that I see on Pinterest, where they look absolutely gorgeous, like skin flawless, blush flawless. And so then when I put it on, I'm like, damn, why can't I be those Pinterest bitches? Not bitches. Why can't I be those Pinterest girls? Sorry, my internalized misogyny is coming out with my envy. This is where I'm probably going to go wrong. I have like a purple. It's definitely too dark. Low-key, my lips just look bruised. Just spread it around. No one's gonna know. This is definitely a makeup look. It's on my face, that's for sure. It's not the worst I've ever done in my room. before I take a shower or before I go out. But I feel like something is just missing. See, but now I know the blue eyeshadow is kind of fun. Could do without the wing liner. And my eyebrows are looking a little thick right now and not the same color as my hair. Now I know what this looks like, and now I can take it off stress-free because I'm just gonna rub it off in the shower. Hopefully, I have makeup remover. I don't remember if I ran out of it the other day, and if I did, I will kill myself.